Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Samurai 5.0. I'm Leanne Kezin. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of Samurai 5.0 is to introduce our community to outstanding individuals over the course of 50 weeks. So we've been doing this since last spring and live from our offices, our StyleLabs headquarters. I'm actually at my home office today. And so we just adjust. We do it from wherever makes sense. And that's the beauty of being online and digital. We can do this from anywhere. So we are live every Friday at noon on Facebook. We recast on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And our goal is to create inspiration, to show aspiring business owners and entrepreneurs that success can be created and that it is possible. Although a rocky road sometimes, most times, there's lots of bumps along the way, it's doable. We want to highlight individuals that are making it happen despite everything that we're all going through. So, I get to meet the most incredible people and learn all about their businesses and all about them and sort of what makes them tick. What makes these people tick? How do they keep doing this over and over and over again? And today we have one of those individuals with us, and this is Denise Haughey. Denise is the owner and creator of Defying Age. So listen up, ladies. If you are, I'm going to say 40 and above, any woman, any age, but particularly 40 and above, you are going to want to listen to this. So thank you so much for joining us today, Denise, and taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Hey, Leanne, thanks for having me today. I appreciate it. As you can see, I'm at home too. So thank you for this.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. So Denise decided to venture into a business that is a multi-billion-dollar industry in, healthy aging, skincare, and all of that. So, and she's going to talk about that journey and why, the what, the why, the how. So tell us a bit about yourself, Denise, and, where are you from and what specifically is it that you do?
So I'm from a small town. I'm a small town girl, but Calgary's been home since 1993. So I've been here for a long time. I've been involved in many different aspects of industries. So from, oil and gas to being a first responder to, now being an entrepreneur and even trying entrepreneurship in the past. So this has been a long journey and this has just finally come to fruition. So I'm super excited about it.
Really, it is an exciting time, and sometimes it's in that storm that things, this is where we actually rise, right? And that seems like it's the perfect storm. So tell us, what is Defying Age? What is your business exactly?
So Defying Age, it's a catchy little name, but we definitely want Defying Age. We don't want everyone to think it's about denying your age. Defying Age is a little bit different. So we are wanting to bring a community together. So we're not just about selling products, but we are about like nutrition and movement and mindset. And we, like you said, we want to bring that to people definitely over the age of 40 is kind of our demographic. I was getting a little frustrated. All products, we just didn't have models over 25 endorsing them. And so this is definitely that. It's a little bit different as we're bringing local vendors together and we're sharing their stories. We're giving them a platform and we're super excited about it. And it has been such a fun journey this last little while. So we're very grateful for it.
So this is interesting. So you are essentially curating products, services, experts that already exist and giving them a platform to sort of feature and showcase what they do and what their products are. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, so years ago, I had started an entrepreneurship with a friend, and we were going to create a product and services. And so I have a whole respect of how much research and time goes into these people, how passionate they are about their products. Unfortunately, my path ended up leading down a different road at that time, but it's kind of come back to this. I always seem to kind of come back to healthy and aging and nutrition and wellness and beauty products and how we can be as natural as we can. And for me, I realized finally what I can bring is the platform. So bringing all these vendors together and their passions, they are so busy and everything. And so what Defying Age is doing is we're giving them that platform to be able to share with locals and Canadians and consumers and taking the research time out of your day so you know you're getting the best of the best. I mean, we research these products. I think I was like, you know me, I'm a bit of a nerd with that. I'm always Googling. I'm always like, you know, I'm one of the few that probably heads down to page 20 of Google, reading every article and comparing. So that's kind of what we're bringing, and we're super excited about it. And I wish there was a magic pill or a magic cream, but there's not. It's a whole type of wellness attitude, and that's what we're here to showcase.
Fantastic. And so is it all Canadian products and services that you're featuring?
Yeah, the one thing I think definitely this pandemic has shown us as well is the one thing we did start becoming passionate about is we definitely want to stick with Canadian consumers. We want to bring all these local products together that just don't have the huge platform that they can get across the nation, and showcase them and showcase their products and how shopping locally. And I think with this is how we can support everyone and the little vendor, and understanding that the little vendor, they actually have amazing products, and their passion behind it, their knowledge behind it. So yeah, we are sticking Canadian for sure.
Yeah. Oh, how wonderful. And you know, you're so right. The little guy doesn't mean they have an inferior product. And in fact, in a lot of cases, they have a superior product, and they haven't gone down the road of, you know, the massive, you know, they don't have the big budgets, and they don't have the big backing of some of the, you know, I'm not going to say any of the names, but we kind of know who they are. The ones that are most in our face all the time because they have the massive budgets, does not mean they have the best product.
It doesn't mean they have the best product. And I think, especially as we get older, we're becoming more conscious about how we want to use natural, how we want to support the environment, how we want to support Canadian. And that is definitely what Defying Age brings to it. So we are super excited about it. I mean, I know one of the products we endorse is a beauty product that I have used personally for the last 6 years. I've even gotten my adult daughters on it, and I absolutely love it. But it's such a local, small product that no one would know about. But it rivals some of the big ones. And I've tried all those. I really have. So I always go back to this one, and I'm just so it. So it's been absolutely fantastic that way.
Wow, that's great. I'm so looking forward to sort of checking out everything that you have on the platform. So Denise, how long have you been interested in this industry? Yeah, I'm frozen.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was asking, how long have you been interested in you know, health and healthy aging and all of this industry?
You know, it's kind of been a path that I've stumbled upon, even in my early 20s. You know, I started at a small company here in Calgary, and coming here from a small town. And I remember meeting this lady there, and she was in her 60s, and she was just, I was enamored with her. She was beautiful. And I started asking her, like, what's your secret? Like, she was just so elegant. And she was, you know, used the whole wear a hat and, you know, mother knowledge, you drink your water. But she was this old Polish lady, and she had this clay mask that she made by herself, and she would just give it to us girls in the office. And she's like, I can use this once a week. And I did. So I've always kind of stumbled upon people like that and taking care of my skin. Unfortunately, I had a big health crisis at age 27 with cancer. And when that happens to you and you hear that big, scary C word, you definitely become more conscious about your choices, and especially for your family and yourself. And you realize how fragile life is and how important natural is. And you really start listening to your body more and more. I don't want to say I was lucky to go through that at 27, but in hindsight, 20 years later now, I'm happy that I did, because I have consciously made those decisions. And now I'm watching friends go through their own health crisis with cancer, and helping them along the way, and having that understanding. And, you know, now they're making changes in their nutrition and beauty and wellness journey that I was lucky enough to make 20 years ago. So I'm super excited to be able to share that knowledge. And I love sharing that story whenever anybody asks me. I love sharing it. And I'm actually super excited. We just interviewed a friend who's just gone through skin cancer, and gratefully she's doing wonderful. And we're going to be putting that on a blog, and just to show people, because that's how we learn. We learn through each other's journeys, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's interesting because you were 27, and that the experience of the woman in your 20s that you met, that you were so enamored with, then you have your own health challenge, and here we are 20 years later.
Yes.
All of that, those choices, that information, those informed decisions have now sort of shaped into this passion project that's now a viable business for you. So how incredible. Yeah.
It is.
So, Denise, what would you say you love most about what you do, what you're doing, what you're creating?
So I think at Defying Age, we're a little bit different. Everyone knows what e-commerce is. Like you said, it's a billion-dollar industry. The beauty industry is, $1 billion. We're just approaching it a little bit differently. So we want to create a community focus. We want to share women's stories and journeys, and we don't just want to sell a product. We really want to research it. We want to, like we said, bring the local vendors, the little people up, give them that platform, give everyone that natural option, show people that natural is better. And so that is definitely the difference I feel like we're creating, and I'm absolutely loving it because I love hearing their stories, how they've stumbled upon it, how they're creating it. It's kind of the same story for me. And just when you hear these people, how passionate they are about it, it's just incredible. And to be able to bring that to everyone, and it's not something you would find in a big brand store, but it is definitely something to use that is far better for you. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like now more than ever, community is something that people are really seeking. They really have been missing, and they really now are really finding the value in having that community as a as a tribe, it takes a village. Just having all those resources and all those shared experiences and shared. Shared knowledge and everything that we can all bring to the table. So community, obviously very, very important to you. It is for us as well at StyleLabs. Community is super important to us. So tell us about what your experience has been, because you're new to entrepreneurship at this level. This is all new to you. So you're
very new to me, yes.
Working it as a first responder. You've got this, passion that you're now bringing to light. You team up with StyleLabs. What has that experience been like for you?
Well, I think you nailed it, Leanne. That's the thing with StyleLabs. Like you say, it's just been, this journey has kind of taken a different path, like everything does in life. And as you know, you and I come from before the internet and all this kind of stuff. Like we're now Zooming. We would never thought of this 20 years ago, right? But I think we miss out on that community, right? And that's what StyleLabs gives you. It is a community. You do feel like you're part of the team. It's not you're hiring a team.
Mm-hmm.
Love about it is entrepreneurship. It is hard, and I have to say, it's probably one of the hardest things I've done, and it's really pushed me, and I've wanted to quit, and this team doesn't let you quit. And they give you that phone call late at night, and they're like, hey, listen, we've got this, we're here for you, we're here together. What do you need? This is just, it's a bad day, right? And there's going to be more, but we're going to be here as a team, and just that community, and knowing everybody by their first name and what they bring to it, and knowing everyone's stories, like, knowing your story, where you're from, where everybody's from, and the knowledge they bring to the plate. And it's just been so reassuring to have that on my bad days. And I thank you so much. But yeah, StyleLabs, definitely make sure you have a good team behind you, for sure.
Yeah, it is important to have that network and that trust and that the experts on your side on good days and bad days, and especially on bad days to help pick you up and say, no, this is part of it. This is part of it, and we're going to get through to the other side. And it's really fun and exciting for us to have people like you come on board that are really new to this, and you're unsure, and your idea started, if I remember correctly, your idea started sort of here, and it went completely different than what you thought it was going to be when there was a strategy put in place with, online and digital in mind.
Yeah, like this was a boutique idea. This was a retirement idea, Leanne. So it has just come to fruition. And yes, this wonderful world of online. And so I've had to kind of change paths, and I've had to learn something new. But I love learning new things. So it's been a challenge, but it's been a welcomed challenge. And you know, to be able to reach so many more people online versus, yeah, like a little small boutique for sure. It's been very empowering, and I've just enjoyed it. So, and being able to share and see the power it has. Like online has such a presence, right? So it's been exciting to be a part of. So I look forward to seeing where
Yeah.
it goes for sure.
Yeah, we do too. It's a whole new world that can open up to you when, you know, when you have that as have that part of the vision, the strategy and the vision together, to let you know what's possible, to show you what is actually possible. So we're super excited because we know where it's going for you. You know, we see it, and we're hoping, you know, we're helping you to see it as well, to keep going. So you said something earlier on. You said that you're going to be you have a blog coming out on a particular topic. So to me, I'm like, oh, she's been listening, she's blogging.
Yes. Blogging is a new thing, and it is not as easy as it looks. So, you know, I will give the millennials that one. It is hard, it is challenging, but it has been fun, and learning about it and how to do it properly, and just being able to give that information. Again, like Defying Age, you know, we want to bring real stories. You know, so the blogging those real stories is definitely a different type of challenge. But I'm really enjoying it, and I hope everyone else enjoys it. And I think hearing from other women our age and the experiences they've gone through, and the challenges that they've had and that they've faced, we can, you know, just show that community we're all together, you know. And I think that's the one thing we've lacked. I mean, you and I, we've had that in the past. We've had that community, and coming from a small town, like we never even made plans. When you went out, you just went out,
Yeah.
and you just met up with people. Everyone was there. Now it's this big event, right? You have to, you know, make a plan, meet here. You can only have 6. And so I think we are definitely all missing that and craving that, and craving real stories and real people. So that's definitely what we're bringing to the plate.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what a fabulous collaboration that you're developing, and able to collectively share solutions. Okay, so you know, this is what we all need. This is what we all need, because it's trust based, and we're all going to sort of trust our peers when we hear from real stories, real solutions from real people. So Denise, there's so much information out there in lots of industries, and in healthcare, health. Healthy aging, skincare rather, in particular, so much information. So, you know, how do we figure out, how do we sift through what solutions are best, and, you know, accurate information, relevant information to what we're seeking?
I know, and that's the thing. There is so much information out there. There's so, like you were just saying, so much marketing and going on out there with products and models, and you know, these smaller companies that have great products, they just can't afford to do that. But it's that knowledge, and I think that's what we're trying to bring, and sifting through that. And a company saying that, you know, they have a natural product, but they really only have a couple natural things in it, but it's still filled with toxins and chemicals. Like, how do we weed that out?
Yeah.
And I think that's through just sharing each other's journeys. I'm not a medical expert. I am sharing my journey, what I've learned along the way through my wellness, little things. You know, we have to realize I developed a shellfish allergy, and I knew I couldn't eat shellfish, but then I had no idea why I couldn't get rid of this facial rash. And then realizing it was a product I was using that had fish oil in it. And it took a naturopath to figure it out for me. So by, I think, sharing that journey, maybe that's someone else out there that is struggling with that same, that, you know, leads them down a pathway. And, you know, and to trust our experts, right? It's not blingy. It's not a quick 30-second TikTok fun video that these can bring, but they bring years of expertise, years of schooling. And I think that's where we trust each other. As women, we trust each other. Well, I went to this person, and I went to this person, try this person. And that's where it comes in, right? So we're super excited for that.
Such a good point. So Denise, what advice would you give, given this is an idea that has been with you, a part of who you are for many, many years, now a business? What advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start their own thing?
You know, I hear, especially around me, everyone has an idea and everyone has a dream and all this kind of stuff. And I want to just say, like, you know, we hear that age-old saying, a dream is just a dream. You know, you got to put it into action to make it a goal. And it is, it's work. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to research the team you're going to have behind you. Fear is always going to be there. It's not going to go away. I mean, if you're not feeling uncomfortable, I've learned it's not working. And I don't like feeling uncomfortable, but that's been the challenge for me, but it has been working. And that's why you need that team to ease that for you. And to also realize that your path, you might have a set goal and a set vision. It's not going to go down that path, and allow that open mind to lead you somewhere else. And whatever falls in your lap, kind of realize, why is that falling into my lap, and going with it. You know, like I said, this pathway was not meant to go this way, but it has, and we are just absolutely loving this path and this journey. So, you know, we're super grateful that this has all fallen into our lap the way it has, and I still feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, most of us do at one point or another, or many points along the way. So you have learned so much. If you think back to when you first started, hey, I think I want to do this as a business, to what you know now, you have learned a ton, and you are always trying to learn more. Would you consider yourself to be just like, that's a passion of yours, just learning?
Yes, definitely. You know, I saw this thing once, and it was actually the model Cindy Crawford, and they were doing this big interview on passions, and then everyone was being asked, what's your passion? And the answer was always like travel or food, and then she was like, no, you have to think broader. Like, what entangles everything in your life? And I remember for her, it was compassion and community. So she realized everything she was touching in her life, it had to do with that. And so when you really look at it, and I've realized everything I've kind of done, is my passion really is learning. It's not starting this. It's not doing other things I've done in my life. It's just, I love learning. I don't research 20 pages of Google and feel that that's a daunting task. For me, it's enjoyable, and, everyone has that. And when you find your passion, that's when you can kind of roll with it. And that's when things start falling into place. So I encourage everyone to, I just encourage everyone, write down, like, figure out what's entwining, like all your interests, like what is the one thing that entwines all that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. It's true. Something, something that,
for sure.
that common thread that weaves throughout, many facets of your life. So here's a fun question I like to ask. And we're paused a bit here. I hope that the listeners can still hear and there's not too much of a delay, because it's I know that I'm freezing at some points and you're frozen at some points, but hopefully on the other end we can hear it okay. So here's a fun question. So what is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think when it comes to the learning, I think people would be surprised to know I'm a licensed private pilot. That has been something that's been in my life for a long time. I had my last child at the age of 40. So we're, in the thick of it with adult children and a young child. So I think people would be surprised to know that. So it doesn't look this put together every day, I can assure you.
None of us do. None of us do.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's surprising for sure. When I learned that about you, that was a big, like, what? Licensed pilot? Yes. So I love finding out those questions. It's always something people would just, it's shocking to find out. Not surprising.
It is a good question. Yeah, it is a good question. Yeah.
Getting to know you a little bit now and seeing what you're capable of, it's not that much of a surprise. So last question here before we wrap it up. Can you give us, let's say 3 key pointers or actions that we can all do now to help with our health, specifically healthy aging, skincare, the aging process?
I think my biggest one would be, one, the sun, like the SPF. But again, when you're using your SPF, research it, make sure it's not filled with toxins and chemicals. There is natural options out there. Try and introduce natural as much into your life. Just because it says medical grade and it's retinol, trust me, there is better plant-based retinols out there that will help you. The age old, I love it. Please introduce more water and veggies into your diet, just slowly. You don't have to cut out sugar, but that's kind of been one big one for me. And 3, really research things. I think as women, we have something wrong with us. We're not feeling well. And we use that, oh, it's my age. It's, that's how I'm, how it's supposed to feel. You do not have to feel like that. We have biohormonal doctors, we have nutritionists, we have naturopaths, we have so many things accessible to us nowadays. And that's what we want to bring to Defying Age and the community, is to share those stories and where people have gone. And you don't have to feel like that. If there's something going on and your general doctor is like, no, you're fine, you're just on the cusp, please research it. Please push and the envelope and find someone else to talk to. There's so many specialists out there. And feel good at whatever age you're at. You get to feel wonderful. So I think that would be the best 3 things I hope people take away from this.
That is 3 incredible pieces of advice, 3 key points for sure, especially the last one. I feel like, that was a mic drop. Honestly, we do not have to accept it as, oh, it's just aging. We don't. And I see so many people do it. So many women do it. And there's so many better options for us to find the solutions we're looking for. So I'm so glad that you answered that question in that way. Thank you so much, Denise, for sharing all of this with us. And we're going to post comments later on so we can sort of highlight some of the things we've talked about. So where can we find you? Where's the best place for us to find you and all these fantastic products and services that you're going to be sharing?
So the best place to find us is definitely our website. So at defyingage.ca and our Facebook page. Like I say, we're a new business. We're starting out, but we're sharing wonderful information, and we've got some wonderful blogs and real stories coming up. We just did one on juicing and the importance of it and how we incorporate it into our life. And I did it with my little one, so that one's super cute. And we're more and more having vendors come to our page and bringing their products, and then we're researching them, and then we're adding them. We do have a wonderful product on there for women right now if they're looking to change to a natural skincare line. It's one I've used for over 6 years, and I trust this woman, with everything in me. And it's such an amazing product here, made locally in Calgary. So we're super happy to be able to represent them. So yeah, come on by, check us out, and there'll be more blogs coming and more information, and we're super excited to share it with this community.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was really great. Lots of great information, great resources. And ladies, we know where to go when we're looking for answers on some of these things we're questioning, some of the solutions we're looking for. So thanks again for joining us, Denise, and I'm going to come and check it out myself for sure. And love to have you back again too in another few months, and you can tell us how your business has just exploded, because I can see it. I can see it all coming.
That sounds great. Thanks, Leanne. And we look forward to having you on our site too. So thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks everyone. And we will see you next week on Samurai 5.0. Have a great weekend.